Now we've been trying to order fractions, right? I'm going to put it together with something that you learned a couple of topics ago, which was inequalities. I want to know which one's bigger so that I can write this is greater than that, or this is less than that, depending on which one it is. Okay, so this time, let's practice it without the diagrams. How am I going to get a common denominator? Well, here you've got your 4, and here you've got your 5. So in general, what you can do is, you want to take the top and bottom here and multiply by the other denominator. Watch it with me. Write it down with me, actually. You start with a quarter. Okay, I'm just going to write a bit of a longer line, think of them, so that I have the space to do my multiplication. I'm going to multiply top and bottom. It has to be both. It has to be both. By the other denominator, which is 5. Okay, so multiply this by 5, multiply this by 5. I have to do top and bottom so that it's still equivalent, right? So that gives me 5 over 20. Okay, great. I'll do the same with the other one, but if you like, in reverse. I'm going to take the two numbers, 2 and 5, and I'm going to multiply by the other denominator, which is 4, times 4 times 4, okay, which gives you 8 over 20. So which way should I do the inequality? Is it lesser than or greater than? It's 5/20 is less than 8/20. Like so. Okay. So in general, sort of the quick and easy way, how did I pick this 5 here and this 4? How did I do it? No, seriously, how did I do it? I looked at the other denominator, didn't it? That's where I got it from. Okay? Yes.
I just said
Oh, okay. Right. But that's our first example here. Sometimes you can do it quicker than that. And I'm going to go back to something you learned in whole numbers, okay? Suppose I gave you these two fractions. Instead of a quarter and 2/5, I gave you 1/6 and 3/10. And again, we want to work out, okay, is it less than or greater than? Okay, yep. Ah, good. Now, we're going to get to this in about 30 seconds probably. Remember, all I want is a common denominator, right? And it's in my interest to make that nice and small if I can, okay? Well, watch. If I want a common denominator, I'm going to work out the lowest common multiple of these two numbers. Lowest common multiple. Now, 6 and 10, they're small numbers, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to do a factor tree for these. What's the prime factorization of 6? Yep, Max.
30.
2. 2 chickens, okay. Or 2 times 3. Is almost as good as 2 chickens, okay. What's the prime factorization of 10? Prime factorization?
2 cows.
2 and 5, isn't it? Okay. Therefore, what is the lowest common multiple of 6 and 10? How do you work it out? Do you remember what you did?
LCM, I like it.
Yeah, me too. You take the 2 and the 3 and the 5. You don't need to multiply by the 2 again because it's in common. Get it? So it'll be 2 by 3 by 5, which is 30. 30. Okay? So here's what I want to think of. I want to get both of these fractions over 30. Okay? Over 30. Now, have a look at 1 over 6. What did I multiply the top and bottom by to get 30? I multiplied by 5. So, times 5 times 5, right? That's 5 over 30. Good. 3 over 10. What do I multiply the top and bottom by to get 30? Yep.
3.
3. Perfect. So I get 9 over 30. Okay? So you can see this is a bit quicker. The numbers are smaller and easier to deal with than if I just picked the other denominator. I would have gotten 60, which is twice as big. All of these numbers would be twice as big. I don't like big numbers. I like small numbers. They're easier for my head to handle. Okay? So which way does the inequality go? It goes the same way, doesn't it? Less than. Okay? So, let me just make sure we've got that in our heads. Number 1, the quickest way to get the common denominator, just multiply by the other denominator. Top and bottom, you'll get a number that'll work. But what's better is, think about this. This is more sophisticated and it's a smart way to do it. Just think of the lowest common multiple. And sometimes that's a better option. Okay?